Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Walls. Welcome back to a brand new match preview. First of all, of course, Happy New Year to you all. All the best for 2022. Hopefully you enjoyed the festive period and the New Year celebrations with your friends and family as safely as you could. But today we're going to be previewing Wolves' first game of 2022. We are going to travel to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United. As always, guys, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. No Manchester United perspective on today's video. Obviously, with New Year and Christmas celebrations, it's been quite difficult to pin a few people down. So just going to be me today. But looking forward to it. Back on the road again. Of course, we haven't played since that game against Chelsea at Molineux, which is 2 or 3 weeks ago now, isn't it? So, going to take Wolves some adjusting to get back into it. Hopefully, the break has done us a little bit of good, but at the same time, we could have maybe done with the sharpness a little bit. Our game on Boxing Day against Watford was obviously postponed from the Watford end, and our game against Arsenal on the 28th was unfortunately postponed due to Wolves having a few issues with COVID as well. Hopefully, and fingers crossed, they're all sorted now. Bruno Lage kept his cards very close to his chest in regards to team news. So shortly I'll give my predicted lineup based on sort of what we know already. But Manchester United, in terms of their team, Paul Pogba is the only major player that's still recovering from an injury. Bruno Fernandes was suspended in their last game, so he's available once again. I think Victor Lindelof had COVID, but he should be recovered now and available for United as well. The likes of Varane and Cavani and so on are also back and available. And of course, the big man Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably one of the best players in the world, and he's still, grabbing goals when United need them the most. And you look at him, obviously, I think Bruno Lage spoke a little bit about him in the press, saying if Manchester United don't need him or don't want him in the future, he's always welcome at Wolves. And I like the sound of that as well, Bruno. So maybe one day we'll see Ronaldo at Molineux. But yeah, in terms of Wolves, like I said, Bruno keeping his cards very close to his chest in regards to availability of some of our players. We had some good news last week, actually, though, in regards to players returning. We're going to see Johnny back very, very soon. He's back in team training now, early part of this year. Pedro Neto is back in individual training and should be fit and available in 5 or 6 weeks. So we should see him back by the end of Feb. Mosquera will be back in training in Feb. Hwang Chan should be back in training this month and available to play in Feb. And I think that's pretty much all the players. Ryan Ait-Nouri, I think, is back in training as well. So, in one way, it's good, that we're getting these players back and fit and available. But at the same time, we are still very, very short in numbers. And Bruno had also said in his press conference that he's aiming to, well, he'd love to sign 3 players this window, a striker, a winger, and a centre-back. He said he'd answer more questions after the game against Manchester United. So fingers crossed on Monday evening we do get a little bit more news on the transfer front. But let's quickly go over to my predicted lineup now. Like I said, very, very difficult to tell because you're not going to know the exact players and who's available and so on. But the back three and goalkeeper, I think I would keep the same. Jose Sarr for sure, with who would it be? Romain Saiss, Connor Cody and Max Kilman. Romain Saiss, this could be or should be his last game now before he's off to the Africa Cup of Nations as Morocco captain. So then we see, it'll be very interesting to see what Bruno does in that position. Do we swap to a back 4? Does Willy Bolly come in? Does Dendonga drop in? Do we see Marcel play centre-back? Do we recall Dion Sanderson? There's a lot of options there for Bruno. As a fan, I'm going to be very intrigued to see how he approaches our next game, which actually will be the FA Cup, won't it, against Sheffield United. But left wing back, I've stuck with Marcel just because I'm not sure Ryan Ait-Nouri will be thrown back in, but I could be completely wrong. These sort of break of games could be, could do him a favour, really. Allow him to get fit and allow him to get sharp again. Right wing back, I've gone with Nelson Semedo. Middle 2 of Neves and Coutinho, and a front 3 of Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez and Daniel Podence. But it could so easily be a midfield 3 with probably Adama out and then Donker in for him. Of course, the rumours about Adama, nothing too concrete at the moment, but Spurs continuing to be linked. Are they going to make another move for Adama? They're talking about maybe having him as a wing-back. I don't know. But, of course, any transfer news, I'll keep you guys up to date with that. But, yeah, I'm going to be going to Old Trafford tomorrow. If you are going, obviously stay safe as well. Fingers crossed things do start getting back to normal, obviously, with people going back to school and work this week as well. And fingers crossed Wolves can score some goals, because I don't know if you guys have seen the stats regarding the amount of goals we scored. I think last year, 2021, was our lowest scoring year in all competitions for about 100 years, which is a big concern. So fingers crossed we can find some goals at the Theatre of Dreams tomorrow and kick off 2022 brilliantly. As always, guys, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon.